Hello, this is hello. This is economics in 5 minutes. Today we are going to talk about the fact that there is some concept about GDP. Now, GDP as a concept, if you see, there is something very interesting about GDP. Number one, GDP is a concept. If you see, GDP has a variety of conceptual understanding. Number one, this G you can come at as net. This is gross. This has become net. D, that is domestic, can be converted into national, and this GDP can be at market prices, and this market price can convert into factor cost. Now how will you do that? It is very simple. When you have to convert gross into net, so first thing that you do is you have to deduct or minus depreciation from the gross, and you get net, that is net national product. In D, you have to convert the domestic by adding net revenue earned from abroad, and the market price can be converted to factor cost by subtracting taxes and adding subsidies. Because when you are thinking about GDP as a measure of all goods and services that are for a given year, that is that current year, for the current production, then all goods and services that we account for in GDP, they are normally at a market price, that is the price allocated to them as per demand and supply. But when we have to refine the concept into factor cost, it is then that we come to understand that the land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, that four inputs, how much amount they are actually getting. NNP at factor cost is the refined version of GDP. And when you know that what is NNP at factor cost, you actually understand GDP better. Now there are many concepts in GDP. The first thing is that you have to understand that when you talk about GDP, GDP is a total measure of all goods and services that are related to a given year, that is that particular year, financial year, and they are having a market value, and they are related only to the current production. They also include net income earned from abroad. Now, when we talk about domestic income, it means the whole of it minus the net income earned from abroad. Let's see. See, for example, if it is India we are talking about. In India, whatever is earned, that becomes a domestic product of India. But when we add all those people who are residents of India, have gone outside, or somehow they are outside India, but somehow they have included themselves in some sort of activity which has been included, or where the monies are coming back to India, and that is included therefore in GDP, then it is net income earned from abroad. Net income earned from abroad also means the revenue that comes inside the country. Revenue means when you export something, that means you are selling either goods or services or both, and thereby when you are selling internationally, revenue is coming inside. When you import, that means you are buying internationally. When you import, you are buying internationally means money is going outside. You are purchasing something. When you are selling something, revenue is coming inside. It can be in lieu of goods, it can be in lieu of services. When you are exporting things, and in GDP we assume that if the revenue is more than what is the expenditure, whatever expenditure is earned during the year, then that must be the net revenue, and then it has to be added. Now, the GDP is a concept where the total measure of all goods and services in a given year is accounted for. That should be coming directly out of the current production of that year, and it should be included with the net income earned from abroad. There are certain things, minor points that one must understand about GDP, namely GDP is about all goods and services that are traded only within that financial year and related directly to current production, not the production that has started in the last year and not the production that is about to occur in the next future. It is about the financial year of that current production. Anything that has occurred, any goods and services that has occurred within that financial year, that is added in GDP. Next, GDP always reflects the measure of goods and services, the value, the market value of goods and services, all goods and all services which have a market value. It cannot be a free good. Say for example, I have bought something but I gave it to a friend as a gift. The transaction between me and my friend will not be included in GDP. Next, illegal activities are not accounted in GDP. Next, profit and loss occurring out of any capital transaction or any kind of market fluctuation which has not occurred because of current production is excluded in GDP. What I mean to say is profit and loss. Say for example, I have a house and the value of the house has suddenly increased because of inflation, or the value of the house has suddenly decreased because of inflation. Either of the cases, if there is either profit or loss, that is not included in GDP. But if I construct a portion of the house and because of that there is increase in value of the market price of the house, then it will be included in that year's GDP, the year in which it has been constructed. Next, GDP should be always compared with the base year. The base year means the year in which everything is normal. Normal year is taken where there is no civil unrest, there is no drought, there is no famine, there is no flood, there is no epidemic, there is no corona. And once that normal year has been taken, there is no war, there is no civil unrest, there is no flood, famine and all, then we actually adjust it with the index number of that year. Say for example, there is a 1960 year that has been checked for all the abnormalities. There is no abnormality, there was no civil unrest. Say for example, there was no civil unrest, there was no flood, no famine, no epidemic, no war, and therefore it is taken to be. Why we are trying to say these things? Because in the event of either of these things, the epidemics or war or famine, there will be a wide fluctuation in prices. Demand and supply will widely fluctuate. And in some quarters or some portions the GDP will go up, and in some portions the GDP will go down. How will the GDP go up? GDP will go up when everybody is, say for example, purchasing a lot. In anticipation of war, what happens is people start buying bread and your items of grocery and things that you can store, so that during war, if there is shortage, people do not have to worry. But then there is a what should I say, a massive influx of lot of customers to purchase goods. There is hoarding, literal hoarding, and that increases the prices. The value of the prices goes up because demand has gone up. Suddenly the supply in relation to demand falls short, and therefore the prices automatically rise, artificially increase. This kind of behavior cannot be included in GDP, because then the actual amount of GDP that will be reflected is wrong. Actually, that kind of trading or transactions have not occurred. So in order to avoid that type of scenario, what we do is we construct a base year which is completely dependent on a normal year. A normal year is any year in economics where such things like epidemics, war, civil unrest, flood, famine have not occurred. Any kind of massive epidemic has not occurred. After that, we adjust it for index number, so that the final figure that we get for GDP is a normal year's reflected GDP. Other than this, there are many things about GDP that one must understand. GDP is always for that goods and services that reflect the consumption of ultimate consumers. It is about the final goods and services, not the intermediate goods and services. For example, when you see bread, if you are taking bread That means bread itself includes lot of certain items which are can be included as intermediate consumption. Say for example, the flour that is there in the bread, that actually has come from wheat, and the wheat also goes through processing, grading and all. Then only it becomes the wheat that can be disbursed in the market according to its quality or grading. So what input, whether you will take the price of each input and then you will take the final ultimate goods price also, or whether you will only include the final goods price, will change the value of GDP. Therefore, while accounting we do only add the final goods prices, goods and services that are used by the ultimate consumer. In economics, we have a sense of differentiating between intermediate and final goods because it is very necessary. Otherwise, whatever is reflected will not be the correct amount of GDP. Thank you.